All right. So Rick, can you hear me good?
I can.
All right.
How am I sounding?
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. Okay, so we'll give everybody just a few minutes here as they're joining the webinar. Maybe give them about 2 minutes or so.
Excellent.
In the meantime, while we have our stragglers come in, I know you're in Arizona.
I am.
How is life in Arizona these days?
It's actually amazing. This time of year, anywhere between say November to May, it's paradise.
Oh yeah.
So, we
That's
only
why you
have
have
3 months out of the year where it is kind of warm. If you like 117, get here in August. Yeah. So.
I was invited, this was a couple of years ago, I was invited to it was an insurance carrier, I think it was United Healthcare, and it was in July
Oh my goodness.
in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And I just remember getting out of the car and being like, oh man, this is brutal.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm a Florida boy,
Yeah, well, we don't have the humidity, so as
Right.
people brag, it is a dry heat, and it does actually feel a little bit better. But I got a chance just recently to go to the Barrett-Jackson Car Auction as well
Oh,
out
nice.
here. We have that out here. It's huge, and I think I purchased 34 cars for my fantasy garage. So yeah, they had some movie cars there. They had that Shelby there that
Oh,
sold for
beautiful.
$6.5 million last year.
Unreal.
$6.5 million. It was Shelby's like favorite car that he drove,
Oh yeah.
and so it was, yeah, if you're a Shelby fan, Barrett-Jackson's the place to go.
Nice, nice. We're gonna need a lot of CleverRx cards to get
I'm
that.
thinking, let's hand them out, get them out.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, I think we gave everybody a few minutes before we got started here. So let's get rolling. Thank you guys for being on this webinar today. We very much appreciate it. My name is Justin Jacobs. I am the president of Health Plan Markets. Those of you that know me, you know that I'm very, very excited about new product launches, and CleverRx is one of those things that we've been so excited about since last year, and now we're putting all the pieces together to launch it and roll it out to you. I'm always thinking about new ways to attract business to help you grow your book of business, but also to maintain and retain your book of business and also generate client referrals. And when I bumped into Rick and he started telling me about this discount card, I said, we've got discount cards in the market. GoodRx is probably a market share leader at this point, but then he started saying, hey, you can get compensated on this. And I'm like, okay, you've got my ear, because, we've got a lot of agents out there that have probably been working for GoodRx for free, passing these cards out to help their clients, and now they're going to get compensated for it. So I was really excited to learn about this product. It's amazing. The concept's great. You help your clients, and obviously it's a lead source. So CleverRx, we have Rick Krug that is going to be talking to you in detail about how CleverRx is going to help you grow your book of business. In general, how does it work? Because that's the big question here. And then what it can do for your clients and your bottom line at the end of the year. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Rick to talk about the overview, and we'll keep this pretty light. I'll probably ask some questions here and there, Rick. And by the way, everybody, we've got everyone on mute because we've got the dogs and the kids and all that stuff. We want to make sure everybody can hear really great. So if you do have a question, go ahead and pop it into the chat. We will get to those questions and we'll get them answered. If we don't, I promise that somebody will reach out and answer those questions. And then at the end of the webinar, we're going to show you how you can get signed up and get some CleverRx out there and start making some money. So with that, Rick, take it away, buddy.
Justin, thank you so much for this opportunity to share a way that those folks who are on your team who already are trying to help other people by giving them top quality insurance and options, probably some life advice as well, and guiding them in financial advice and insurance. This is just another way that you, the brokers, actually can be compensated for doing something that people are already doing. The brilliant thing to me about CleverRx is, number one, there's no pay in. This isn't multi-level marketing. This isn't a scheme, a plan where if hey, give me that $400, I'll send you the application. We'll see if you get in. Nope. All you have to do is sign up through Justin, and you will then be a licensed distributor. We call them actually brokers as well, because of the same concept you have in insurance. You'll be a licensed broker to distribute the cards and the app. It does work just like GoodRx. In fact, we love GoodRx because they have plowed the ground for us. They've made the mistakes we don't have to make. We understand the business models. And the man who actually started and founded this company 3 years ago founded it after he had written the actual algorithm and plans that made telemedicine a reality for United Healthcare, and then sold it for a lot of money. He took that money and his knowledge and his insight into the insurance world and into the health, giving health area of our world, and developed CleverRx. So it is an alternative, but a better alternative to the other prescription discount cards out there for a lot of reasons. Here's a couple. Number one is that we took a smaller premium with all of the pharmacies. We virtually are at every pharmacy in the United States, except for what we would call the boutique pharmacies, where they will mix their own, drugs.
If you have the compounds, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have 4 drugs, and they put them all in one tablet for you, so you don't have to take 4 or 5 things. They don't take discount cards. They don't take a GoodRx either. But we're in virtually every one. People ask, "Oh, well, what about this one? Are you in Publix? Are you in Walmart? Are you in CVS?" Yes, the answer is we are. We have a contract with all of those pharmacies. We came in at a lower premium, so that allowed us to bring our prices actually down lower than GoodRx, and we do beat GoodRx about 65 to 70% of the time. Now, there are some times when GoodRx and other ones, some of the companies have loss leaders, right? That's why you find milk in the back of the grocery stores, so that when you go buy that 1 gallon of milk, you'll walk out with razor blades and groceries, and maybe a 6-pack of beer, something. That's why they put them back. That's why they put pharmacies where they do. So there's some loss leaders. But our cards work virtually everywhere. They present the card or the app to the pharmacist, and they realize the discounts. And those discounts are huge. Sometimes they're 80%. And we do know that 58% of every American can literally use a discount, even if you have insurance. It's not an insurance plan. It's not a supplement to an insurance plan. It is a personal plan for each individual user that you, as the broker, are licensed to hand out to people. And here's the best news. Well, maybe not the best, but it's great news. You get paid.
Yay!
You get paid to do this. And this is how it works. I'm your client or anyone, and you hand me the card. I take the card down to Publix. I get my prescription for the 5-day Z-Pack, whatever it is. Or it could be, my heart medicine or my cholesterol medicine, anything, whatever it is. Every time I go down there and get a prescription and I give them the card, you get $1. Every time it's fulfilled, you get $1. Now, they don't have to keep representing the card. Once they present the card, it's in the system. They do have to present the card at other systems. So that if they go to Walmart, it has to be in that system, because obviously Walmart's a separate pharmacy from Publix or CVS. But once they do that, it's either the card or the app, and they present it, it's used, they get the discount, you get paid $1.
That's amazing.
That's it, though. I wish I could say, and all these other details, and not only that, you have to do this, and if you send me, $295 today, that's it. This is it. You sign up through Justin.
Easy.
You get on the plan. I will show you in just a minute how the replicated website works and the other assets you actually get. None of this costs you a cent. The only thing that actually is a literal cost is the printing of the cards. And the reason they are is it's a pass-through for us. It is not a profit center for us at all. We have one printer we use for the cards so that they're uniformed. We have to be able to control the uniformity of the cards. They're super cheap. I think it's like $40 for 1,000 cards.
Oh yeah,
if you
worth
go through
it.
1,000 cards, you're going to be doing pretty well. But the app costs nothing to propagate.
Right.
So I could literally send you the app right now. I could text it to you. It will already be loaded up with my codes. So if you use it anywhere, not India, Indiana, New York City, California, not India, I
Yeah.
guess. We don't have anything in India. So close.
Unless
I
they
was
got a
so close
Walgreens
right
there or
there.
something. I don't know. Maybe they,
Right.
you know.
Any place in the United States, including Puerto Rico, if they use that app after you send it to them, you get paid on that too.
That's awesome. So I have a couple of questions because I get
Yeah.
this questions a lot for the agents that have started using the CleverRx card. The first one is can they use their insurance with CleverRx, or how does that work?
Yeah. So what would end up happening is they would use one or the other for the claim itself. And our hope, obviously, is they'll use the cheapest one. I
Hmm.
mean, we tell people right up front, if your insurance beats our card, use your insurance. If Walmart has a special going on that's cheaper than our card, use what their special is. Our goal is to save people money. And with
Exactly. Yeah.
prescription prices skyrocketing constantly, and they are constantly, and they're changing constantly, our job is to try to help people find ways to save money any place they can. And so use the card. What we recommend is say, hey, run the card or the app, see if it's cheaper, and the pharmacist will tell you. They'll say, it's $25 over the counter. If in the prescription with your insurance plan, but it's $9.95 on Clever. How would you like to work this?
Right.
Or it might be the opposite. Maybe it's
Right. Right.
$25 with Clever and your insurance plan is $9.95. Because here's what happens. Prices, literally, this is what's so fascinating. Prices of prescription drugs change daily because
That's
they are
crazy.
literally doing like the stock market. Give me 5, 5, 4, 3, 4. Give me 6. You probably saw that in Ferris Bueller where they're doing the things, and they're negotiating prices constantly. So our algorithms, we have a company in Texas that does just this. They're huge. They follow all of this, and they update it daily. So
Wow.
our app is as accurate as can be. And in fact, we guarantee that our app will reflect the exact price that is for that day. And we know this for sure. GoodRx is 70% accurate.
Mm.
So not only do we want to be accurate and we want to be right on the price, we guarantee it, which means if it doesn't happen, don't use the card. You're not committed to it. We know that they're accurate, and we actually have a phone number on the back to say, hey, if you have a problem with this, call this number. They'll negotiate it. They'll fix it with the pharmacist. I've seen it happen.
That's awesome. So
Customer
so
service is huge.
yeah. So just to recap to make sure I'm understanding all this. So I sign up. I get set up with CleverRx, and then I buy my cards, about 1,000 cards for $40, and then I start slinging these cards everywhere. So let's say I leave them at the pharmacy, the grocery store, at the bus stop, wherever I do it, the doctor's offices, because a lot of our guys, work with the physician offices. So if somebody just walks up and grabs a card and goes to the pharmacy and uses that card, I get paid.
That's it.
Okay. And so if they fill like 5 medications, I get $5 every time they fill those
$5.
5 medications.
Every medication, every prescription, not every visit, every prescription is that $1 payout.
Perfect.
And there's a strategy to this, though, Justin. Remember, our philosophy is different than GoodRx.
Mhm.
GoodRx prints about literally 1 billion cards a year.
Wow.
They send them out with the mail, right? So they're spending a lot of money. They send them out with the mail to everybody. They send them to doctors' offices, and they're all just sitting there.
Right.
Nobody's quote
Yeah, it's
pushing these
passively just
cards.
sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah, passively. Our strategy is a little different.
Mhm.
We ask if you will talk with the doctor's offices and get them on board. Here's what the doctor's offices will get. We'll give them a replicated website that has their name on it. So it'll say Rick's doctor's office, right? Rick's heart doctor. I'm Rick's heart doctor. And it'll say it on the card. It'll say it on the app. And we'll send them daily how much they are saving their clients, their patients, in prescription drug savings.
Wow.
So they get
That's
to
really
brag
cool.
about that. They get some, it's really hard. Doctors can't really advertise. I mean, they could say we exist, but no doctor can say I'm better than the other guy. It's super tight restrictions on physicians, dentists, anybody in the healthcare field, on how they can say what they are. They can just say, I'm a heart doctor. That's about all they
Hmm.
can do. But now they have this advantage that you're able to offer them, that they can say, not only that, but we are saving, and it's legal. It's not even sketchy. It's complete. We
Right.
are saving our patients this much using this card, and they love it. Doctors love this.
Oh yeah, and we haven't talked about this, but I got my start doing insurance. One of my biggest lead sources was provider marketing, and as I got through my career and working with these doctors more and more, what I realized is that these doctors are graded and compensated based on their performance as a physician, which includes prescription drug utilization and costs. So if you're working with a provider and you say, hey doc, I can help you hit your bonuses as an MSO, as an IPA doctor, by utilizing a discount card, because here's what's going to happen. You're moving those members that are costing you a lot of money with the medications, you're moving them over to a discount card, which comes off of your books entirely, which increases their compensation, their bonus structure, and all that stuff. So there's actually compensation on the other side for it. And I'm talking specifically our Medicare Advantage providers.
Sure.
So, starting a conversation and giving them tools is unbelievable. Like this could be the answer between, the provider's office earning an extra $200,000, $300,000 a year because they're saving their members a ton of money.
Documented.
And then it's
documented.
And it's documented, totally legal. It's just moving those prescription drug usage over to the discount card. And of course, only if it makes sense for the client, right? I mean, if it's going to cost them more, they're not going to use it. They're going to go with the insurance. But I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of medications that you guys probably beat versus the insurance company. And you talked about it too. The prices change daily. On the insurance side, we create what's called a formulary, and that's a list of prescriptions that the insurance company decides to cover and at what cost. And they come out with that document once a year. So once it's set, it's done. It's filed.
No matter what changes in the market.
Well, they can make addendums, but I can tell you that it's rare, and it might happen at most 2 times a year. At most 2 times a year that I've seen. So in general, they print their formulary. It's a tier 3 drug. That's what we've decided on this year because we're losing our butts. It is what it is, what it is. Meanwhile, the member comes in, it's $35 to fill that med, but wait a minute, I've got this CleverRx card that Rick left behind at the pharmacy or at the doctor's office. The doctor says, hey, why don't you use this card? And now my drug is $10.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. And that saves the insurance carrier money. It saves the doctor's money. It saves the client money. And then us as brokers make a buck. Not bad.
Yeah,
literally, we make a buck.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of ways to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Strategies there. And then one last point before, I know you're going to go through a few things, but one last point I'll make as far as independent agents. If I have a book of business and I have, let's say, 400 clients, and this is a new product for me, what the first thing I would do is start sending them postcards, because you guys have prefabbed postcards. They can pop it in. Sending out the postcards and then calling them on the phone or even texting them nowadays, and then also emailing them and sending them the link to the app so they can download it on their phones. And all of you that are listening that are thinking in their minds, oh, I have Medicare clients and they don't have a phone, that's a bunch of BS. I can tell you that right now. My 82-year-old grandmother has a Samsung Galaxy, whatever the heck new one comes, the one that folds, and she's got a cooler phone than I do. So that's a bunch of BS. They have the app, but even so, if you want to send them a physical card, they can take that, and they only need to use it, once at the pharmacy, and then it's in the system. So that would be my strategy. I wouldn't do what you like GoodRx is doing, just leave them places. I mean, you can.
You know what? We know for sure that's not functional. We already know.
Yeah.
In fact, anybody we tell you want to do that, that's fine. But just go ahead. You could leave anything anywhere, and people don't use it that way. It's used strategically.
Right. You've got to be aggressive with it. Get it in your client's hands. And here's another thought, real quick. and we haven't talked about this, but you can have like a discount drug party, like invite all your clients for pizza, and they're like, hey guys, I have great news. Here's free discount cards, and you're physically giving them to them. And then at the point of sale, when you enroll somebody, you can leave that behind as well, because you're not selling it. It's not a cross sell. You're just leaving it and say, hey, by the way, in case you run into any issues with your drugs, I want to leave you this extra discount card here. So,
and remember, it's not just the card. This is why it's so beautiful. It's an app.
Yeah.
So you send the app. You can send the app
Even better
to anybody, anywhere in the United States, and it has your code on it.
Yep.
And this is why it works. This is how we protect our brokers. Is nobody can get in to CleverRx and distribute without going through somebody. It's not a matter of you can't go on CleverRx and ask to be a distributor.
Right.
They will ask you who sent you. And if we can't find a name, we've turned people down.
Yeah.
We've turned people down because it has to be attached to somebody. So no, nobody can undermine you. Nobody can undercut you. There aren't territories. Okay.
Right.
If you're wherever you are, but trust me, there's enough money out there.
Oh yeah.
It's already happening.
Yeah. You just have to find a couple of really good spots and find those doctors. Like you said, work with those doctors, because they're going to hand them out for you. As advocates. I mean, there's tons and tons of strategies out there that I'm thinking in my mind that I would be doing. And, if we have time at the end of the call, I'll share a few more. But yeah, I mean,
last
be
year
aggressive
there was
about it.
6.4 billion with a B prescriptions written in America.
Dang.
Is that unreal? It blows my mind. GoodRx fulfilled 120 million of those. Okay, so just do the math.
Right.
120 million. That's good. They're doing well. They made $6 or $7 billion last year. That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're happy for them.
Yeah.
But they only out of the 6 point whatever billion I said earlier, they've only fulfilled 120 million of those. The market's wide open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wide
it's brilliant.
Open. Yeah.
Brilliant. And
they don't pay. They don't pay anybody to do this.
Exactly. I mean, they're spending their money on the cards and sending them out there, and then they're spending their money on the commercials.
We do advertising.
Right.
You'll never see CleverRx advertised because we don't do it that way. We want to protect you. There's no reason to advertise, obviously. We don't want people off the street. We want people that are very serious about this, getting this out, making sure it gets into the hands of those who use it. And this again, like I said up front, people are already getting prescriptions. You're not asking to change behaviors. You're not asking to pick up a new product. You're not asking to sell or buy anything. You're just saying, if you go get a prescription, here's a way to save. Boom.
Right. So I wouldn't buy a bunch of cards and leave them at the pharmacy. What I would do is say, I would go to the pharmacy and say, I need to talk to the pharmacist and say, hey, guess what? I have good news. I'm your customer service now. And anyone that walks in here that's complaining about the cost of their medications, I want you to give them this card.
And they will, by the way. They already are. Many times somebody will walk up and they'll say, well, that'll be $300. Like, I don't have it. And they walk away. And I've seen it. I've watched it. Literally, I've seen it. The pharmacist will say, or the tech will say, well, hold on a second. Let me see if I can run this card. They run it, and it's like $20. That's like $50.
Awesome.
I mean, they are saving them already. You know what they're doing? They're either pulling out the GoodRx or some local thing. There are some local ones that happen. They come across the board. This is national, obviously, coast to coast. They'll do that. So they're already doing that. You're not asking the pharmacy to intentionally lose money.
Right.
You're actually already asking them, listen, if you have people that come in and can't afford it, give us a shot here. And they do. They say, okay, I've never had a pharmacy turn me down, ever. Yeah.
No, it's brilliant. So pharmacies, provider offices, obviously. So those are two strategies right off the way. And then your own clients. I mean, obviously. And I could tell you, with the work that I've done in the past, we have a program called Low Income Subsidy through Medicare. And so I help people apply for that program. Some people don't get it because they just make too much money, or they have assets hidden, squirreled away somewhere they didn't tell me about. And then what happens is they don't get their LIS qualification. So now you have hey, I'm sorry I couldn't get that, but at least I have this discount card. Try this at the pharmacy, and that could help you save money too.
Yeah.
So, and then they become advocates. I can tell you firsthand that when you save somebody 95% on the cost of their meds, or even 80% on the cost of their meds, they're telling everyone. they're telling everyone, and your phone's going to start ringing. Hey, I need that card. Sure, I'll text it over to you. Boom. Like,
Yep.
that's so easy.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Right there.
crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. I know you got some stuff to show us, the website and what the cards
Yeah.
look like, maybe, because that would be really awesome
Sure.
to share with everybody.
Can I share my screen here?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me just share my screen. I'll show you what I've got. The first thing I'm going to show all of you is this is the replicated website. I am Rick Krug. I am the field broker development. This is what I do in the company, is just like this. I talk to folks like yourself and others about becoming a broker. So I'm the broker development. And so this is essentially what everybody gets. If you are in CleverRx and you've signed up for it, you get this card, this replicated website. And I'm going to move it over so that I can look at you while I'm looking at it. And it just it has everything on it that the card has on it. So as you can see,
we're seeing your Twilio though.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll just go
Wrong
back
one.
over there. Forgive me.
Hey, it's all good.
You know, I'm a
It
technical
happens.
wizard. Did I tell you that?
It's all right. It's what happens. It's live, you know.
It is live. So let me go back over there to that screen. So anyway, there's the card. That's the front side of the card. And this is what it looks like. So if you say, hey, Justin says, hey, Rick, you know, I want that app too. I can text you. In fact, you want to give me your number? And I'll do it right now.
Yeah. 407.
Okay. 407.
968.
968.
1622.
1622.
I got my phone here.
See if it shows up.
Hold on. And there it is. I got the text. It comes from a 480 number, and it says, here is your CleverRx app link. Yep. It's got your name on it too.
It does. See,
Rick.
You know why? Because it's registered to my codes. And that's the other thing. Every person that is, there you go.
There it
Perfect.
is.
So that's how you send that from here. Now you can send it from your phone. You can send it from a tablet, any electronically, and then it explains how it works. And then if I want to look up a prescription from here too. So let's see, what's a good prescription? What's something that you see come across often?
Let's say Januvia, Jan. I think there it is, right there. Yep, that's a brand name. It's a drug for diabetics. Okay, good. And here is mine. 85. Well, let me do one for you. What's your zip code? Yeah, do 32808. That's Orlando, West Orlando. There. Yeah. Just gonna search for that. We'll just do a quick one here. So, you know, it's going to ask you some questions, obviously. Is it a form? What's the form of it? Is it a bottle, a tablet, or a box? Mm-hmm. Let's do a bottle. Well, yeah, let's do the bottle. Let's see what happens there. Bottle. And in the bottle, it's got 30 tablets once a day kind of thing. Is that what it would be? Yeah, pretty much. Or sometimes 3 times a day, depending on the person. Yeah. Yeah, let's do 90. Then that would be, this is all in monthly, you know, how it would be, because that's how it's given out, right? Yeah. So it's going to search here. And as it's searching, it's going to start pulling up all of the pharmacies near there, all of them. I can show you all the pharmacies near there. These are all the ones that are in network that accept CleverRx. Yes. Cool. So I'm seeing like Publix, Walgreens, CVS. Yeah. I mean, these are all major brands. It'll show you the cheapest one first and see if I can make this a little bigger. Mm-hmm. So that's super expensive stuff. Yeah. Right? So there's the price for 90 of those. That's 1 month. Now, it could be beat or not beat. Mm-hmm. We don't know. Mm-hmm. Right? Right. At CVS, it's 50. You can see how the prices change. At CVS, Walmart's a little higher. Walgreens a little higher. Publix is a little lower. Goes up, it goes down. You know, whatever it is. And then you see the voucher. The voucher is this. You can print this. This is how you know it's you, by the way. It's Justin's card, right? So the BIN number that's the company, business ID number. The PCN is the notifier of which card it is. Then it's you, 5,000 or 5,020 or whatever number is assigned.
Member ID is 1,000. That goes, if this is used, that only goes to me. Nobody else gets credit for that one. Here's a pharmacist line if he has a question. Here's the member services if you have a question. You print that voucher out or you text it. Like you say, you have an aunt in Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she needs that. You can text that voucher to her. It will be on her phone, ready to use.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And I know the health plans, I'm pretty sure they're going to beat that on the health plan. So that's a good one there. But it's all about, so if they hit the donut hole, that's pretty much what they probably pay a lot more. Honestly, I don't know what the full retail cost of Januvia would be for a 90-day supply, but that's definitely, I mean, that's pretty easy to do. That's huge.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So there's part of it is we do tell people that does help with the donut hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is all kinds of stuff that's just not covered for whatever reason. And so CleverRx can help. And by the way, I'm just going to show you a couple things here that is the actual assets that you would get. Here's one. It shows you what can be helped with the donut hole itself. So I'm going to go back to the portal. This is a kind of a dummy portal for me, the dummy. And this is what it looks like. You log on and here's your dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's your dashboard. And so let's say the claims report for December, because January is coming up. This is what it would look like as far as how many hits. Now, this is very low. Obviously, you're going to have much higher. But this means on December 1st, there were 4 people that got their prescriptions filled using my or your or whoever this broker is discount card, right?
Got it.
December
Right.
2nd, there weren't any. It happens. December 3rd, there was 3, and on and on and on. There are occasionally, not very often, what's called a clawback, and it looks like this. Justin, you go in, you hand them the card, say, hey, let me try it, and they run the card. That's a hit. They run the card, and they say, it's going to be $36. You go, yeah, but my insurance is going to be $22. I'll go with my insurance instead. No problem. That hit is registered as a hit, but because you didn't use it, it's just shown as a clawback or it's shown as a non-pay. Is all
Got
it is.
it.
But once it hits, it'll show as it being paid out. But that's why we have theyese wizards that sit in the basement with the green shaded and they're doing this and the dark rooms and they're kind of weird. No, I'm kidding. But so you see, this is how it works as far as the claims goes. And that would mean that in the month of December, all of those would equal $44. This person, whoever had made $44 in the month of December, but they saved everybody out there that they got those cards $3,273.
That's huge.
Just go up, it can go down, right? I mean, it usually goes way up. So your dashboard has all that you need to know. It has your payout ledger. It has your install reports, and install reports are the reports that say who has installed the app, not who, but how many installs, right?
Oh, that's great. So you can actually, if let's say last week you texted all your clients, like 400 clients, and like 20 of them installed it, it would show on that report.
Sure would.
That's cool.
Yeah. Your marketing, this is really the best part of it too. All the marketing materials that are provided here they're already made for you. You can download and use, download and print. There's some videos on how to use CleverRx. What is CleverRx? The idea. There's other ways to use these. Yes, you can print this one out if you want to print it in black with white ink, but probably you'd want to send this one out. It's a lot.
Like an email or something.
Right? Yeah, that kind of thing. So it describes all the way down the general sense of what CleverRx is. This is about the partner portal, how to use it, which is what I'm explaining to you right now. This is association type of flyers. This explains to an association, say Lions Club, Rotary, the associations, or the Realtors of Orlando Association, right?
Okay.
They can distribute these for you and with you. This is just the banner ad. You do get the rights. Once you're in, you get the legal licensed rights to use the logo pretty much in any way you want, except to say we stink. You wouldn't want to be doing that. Outside of that, you're free to use this logo any way you want. So here's if you get, an entire company is just how it's used that way. This is just the direct to the consumer. There's some more display ads you can put in. You can put inside those plastic holders, and then at the bottom here, you would actually have your cards, that kind of thing. The how-to flyers, the logos itself that you're licensed to use. Here's a mailer that you would, again, they're all editable. You can change them all. You could put your QR code in.
Brilliant.
It'll create it for you, by the way. Here's for nonprofits, the Boys Club, the Girls Club, YMCA. Here's for providers. That's for the doctors. And this is why, for instance, if I click on this, it'll show you, this is what you'd be sharing with the doctor. This is what the doctor would get. And by the way, we know already, don't talk to doctors. You talk to the business manager. Because
sometimes it's a doctor, but not all the time. Right.
Yeah.
Right,
most of the time it's the business manager. Most of the doctors are actually employees of the doctor group, right? Now, they just don't make the decisions. They're certainly interested, but they don't make the business decisions. Right. So this is why it is. So why you should care. We talked about the 70% of patients who really could use it. The 30% of prescriptions that don't get filled because they're too high, right? I mean, that's a huge percentage. And it shares with the doctor what they would get in this whole idea. They get the business card, the personal website, which is the replicated website. They get the artificial intelligence that works through the mobile app, right? And they get savings reporting. So they get to brag. We saved our patients this much money last a week, day, whatever, however they want to put it out there, right? Yeah. So it stays with them the whole time. Here's a slide deck on press. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff. Social media things. You can just grab it, put it over there on your Facebook, your Instagram, or whatever you're using. Probably a lot of users using TikTok now. I'm just kidding. Probably not many using. Maybe they are. I don't know. If you are, great. I look at it sometimes. I get caught in those rabbit holes, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So on and on, we have just tons of marketing material already printed out for you. We do cover vet drugs.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, isn't that great? We cover
so if you're picking up a med for your pet,
yes,
you guys cover that too. And then if somebody uses it, oh man, this is like never ending.
Yeah. Right. So all the drug
awesome.
needs, all the drug needs are there. All the prescription drug needs are there. And then you have this is how you order your cards. You click and you go through the whole process, a little slow, of ordering the cards.
There you go.
So
that's easy.
Super easy. And it gives you the pricing on there, and they get delivered to you within usually about a week. You can have them expedited, and it does cost a little bit extra to have them expedited. But it's super effective. And again, the app is really the hit too, because you can get the app out 5 seconds from now. Right. So and you
don't lose it either, right? Because I'm terrible with cards. My wallet's like this thick with cards.
Yeah. We are working with human behavior, right? So we all know this already, and you've already done this. If you are a broker, you know that you talk to 5 people, you get to cut, you got to talk to 10 to get this much interest. You talk to 25 people, you have your lunch and learns, you have your outreaches, whether it's one-on-one or one-on-many, and you have a percentage of people that start asking questions and a percentage of those that ask questions that get really interested, and then you'll have somebody sign.
Exactly.
And that happens. And you keep doing that, by the way, you keep doing that and you make $1 million. I mean, that really is the plan, right? Same thing with CleverRx. We work with human behavior. We know that when we hand somebody the card, we're relying on them to go fulfill their prescription with the card. They may or may not. We understand that. But when we're talking about saving money, especially if a doctor says, here's your prescription, Justin, and try this card, see if you can make save some money on this card. We found that to be pretty useful. That combination right there, we know, is extremely high hit rate.
Yep.
Because the doctor said to do it.
Yeah, of course. And they know their patient's behavior, because the person's coming back and they say, look, your levels are not where I want them. What's going on? Well, I didn't fill my med. Why? Because it was $300.
Yep.
Okay. So now you're getting to the root of the problem. It's not that they're ignoring the doctor. It's the fact that they're financially unable to fill that medication. So the doctor now has a vehicle to say, hey, look, Mrs. Jones, I know you're not taking the meds. You told me you're not taking the meds. Try this discount card the next time you go in. And hopefully that'll fix the problem, because sometimes these issues are socioeconomic. It's not
Yes. Yeah.
it's not just about, oh, yeah, that was nice of the doctor, but I'm not listening to him. It's just because they're like, sometimes
Sure.
they're choosing groceries
Exactly.
over meds. And if you can break that cycle for them, that's huge. That's huge.
It is. It's it is. And listen, we know that we have a business to make a living, right? We know that.
Yep.
But most of us got into this business because we really do care about helping people.
Exactly.
And this is just another way to do it.
So I know we're a little over time, but I wanted to ask, because this is gonna come up. Okay. So that's great. I could check the money and all that. How do I get paid, and when do I get paid? How does the money flow work with us?
Yeah, so you get paid anytime you want. The up to the first 50 hits, the first $50, that is escrowed. You get the $50, but we don't pay out until there's at least $50. That's kind of it keeps it from constantly paying out $2 or $3 hits, because every time we generate it through Stripe, we use Stripe. It does cost cost us on the back end. It doesn't cost you, costs us on the back end. So you go into your portal, and you go into the payout portion of the portal itself, and you click payout, and you'll see it in your bank account the next day.
Oh, okay. So as long as you have direct deposit set up, it just drops it in the next day.
You'll have direct deposit set up. That's just part of the process. They send you a W-9 because everything's above board, and it all works. It all stays right there.
So is it every $50 they have to at least have $50 for the deposit, or is it just the first 50? Okay.
No,
so
it has to be at least 50 in there. But if you're doing this right, you'll have 50 in there really quick.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully you have 50 meds filled in a week, 2 weeks, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And
that's awesome.
It's a gradual buildup. Remember, if I gave you, Justin, if you take cholesterol meds, you take them every day. If you have a Z-Pack, you only take it for 5 days, and then you're done, right? But there are many meds that are repeat meds. Cholesterol.
Yeah, maintenance medications.
Yeah, maintenance medication. We have amazing prices on ED drugs. I mean, it's amazing how many of those are being written. We have amazing prices on flu drugs or preventative flu drugs, all that kind of thing. Once it's in the system, you're getting it refilled every time, right? And it'll stay in the system that way. So it is a slow ramp up. If I hand it out, literally, we know this because we've tested it. If I hand out 1,000 cards one by one to people, probably 30 instantly will use it. And why you go
instantly?
That seems like a low percentage. It is a low percentage. It's a low percentage because we know human behavior.
Right. But on average, and
that's 30 this month.
Right. But on average,
the same 30 you're hitting, and then another 30 if you're still handing out 1,000. Because those same 30 are repeating because of those, that's the deal. So it's a slow ramp up, but once it hits, it's hitting all the time passively without having to do anything else.
So, and I can tell you, those 30 are not just filling one medication. Like they're probably filling 2, 3, 4, 5 medications. I don't know what the average is. I'm sure you guys do on, per person or per whatever. But I can tell you from seniors, they take 2 to 3 maintenance medications, per member. That's the average.
At least.
Yeah. So
My mom has 7.
7. There you go.
7.
Yeah. So, and if any of those are maintenance meds, I mean, that's just one person you're earning $7 a month on,
Right.
So
exactly.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Anything else that they should know? Because I mean, as soon as they get started, I mean, all you have to do to get set up, contact us at Health Plan Markets, join HBM.com. or call us 844-696-3975. I'll put it in the chat for you in just a second here. And then you guys can contact us, and we'll send out the link to get started. And then as far as how quickly, like if I say, hey, Rick, I want to get started today because I have like 10 people, how long does that process usually take to get me into the system?
So once you sign them up, Justin, they go into the system. Our office, it's actually here in Phoenix. Our office processes usually within 24 to 48 hours. If they don't get an email within that time, we ask that they call back. It happens, but it's usually 24 to 48 hours. It's in the system. They'll get an email on what to do, how to get into the portal. They'll have their codes, the whole thing.
Awesome. So there it is, guys. I mean, that's it. Now Rick's got another training video that he's gotten. We'll get that out to you, as well as part of the onboarding process, so you can go through the entire portal process, which is really awesome and amazing. We'll probably host some webinars on that too, if you're interested in joining on those as well. But really, really excited about CleverRx and our partnership with Rick and his team. And from there, again, if you're ready to get started, join hpm.com or give us a call at 844-696-3975. We're here to serve you, and so you can take care of your clients and help them save a boatload of money and get paid doing it. So, Rick, thank you very much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Hey, I can't wait to hear about your success.
Absolutely. And I know we'll be seeing you soon. You'll have to come out to Florida sometime.
I will. I'll be out.
Take you out on the boat.
All right. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Take care.